All right, all right. So we're back with the main guy, and we're gonna talk about what it is that guys are doing wrong. It's there's so much great information that Tristan and a few other people are giving people, but Tristan has found out, and myself, that you guys are really giving the wrong application to the wrong girls. And we're going to talk about what it is that you need to do to identify who you should be talking to, what you should be saying, and what you shouldn't be saying. Who should you be talking to, and who should you not be wasting your time or energy on? And Tristan, I want to no other than the man himself to unpack what, why guys are using your information in the wrong settings.
Yeah. So I think what a lot of guys are doing nowadays is they're having a qualification process to the girls that they'll talk to. And they'll see the social skills. They'll see, like, oh, I can talk to this girl. Just because you can doesn't mean that you should. And some of the questions that you should be asking yourself before entering a conversation and even further into a relationship with a girl involved, what type of value does she provide to me? Your value as a parent, as a man, it's, you provide, you protect, you pay for the bills, you order Rappi on your phone when because your girl doesn't have Rappi. All of a sudden,
Because
doesn't have Rappi.
your girl might live in a country that has Rappi but doesn't use it for some odd reason. Yeah.
Asking yourself the question, what value does she give me? And how readily available does she provide that value? And what frequency is she providing that value? And a lot of guys will say they see a cute girl and they talk to her, and then it's good vibes because they haven't had that in the past before. They haven't had those cute girls to give them attention, to give them that time of day. And I think it's a learning process between all men where it's like, okay, I was getting no attention before, now I'm getting some attention. Now it's like, okay, what attention do I actually prioritize? Like that's a great space to find.
That was
So
really
yeah.
good, Christian. You said, what attention do I prioritize? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That was such a big statement. Let's unpack that. What attention do I need to? What is Tristan saying? Tristan's saying, okay, what girl should I really be focused on based on the attention that she's giving me? What kind of attention? Is it emotional support, mental support? Like, how much of that is she giving, if at all?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So here's the thing. I like coming back to sports in these types of conversations. It's who are you drafting for your roster? It could be like attractive player, but if you need a role player that plays defense and can pick up the ball, rebound, set screens, like depending on what you need, if you're a man that requires more of an emotional support character, the really beautiful girl that is absent when you need her most is not the person that's going to be fitting the slot. But a lot of people realize that, okay, they're just basing their metrics on their drafting system based on the attractiveness of the girl. It's like, I got this girl who's super bad, and I got this girl that, it's
We've been guilty. Like, I've been guilty.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
first-hand experience. And I think the more experience that you get and the older that you get, you understand that value is not determined and limited to the physical appearance. Like there is value in walking with a cute girl on your arm. There's value when you look down at a beautiful face. But once you have that a few times, you start to walk away from that and think like, okay, what more than a cute face does she have? Is she a team player? Can she clean the house when it's time to clean the house? Can she pay for the bill? Not, should she, but can she? Does she have the financial resources too?
So instead of ordering, let's just say she could order her own food from Rappi instead of needing me to order it.
Here's the thing. So 50 Cent said it amazingly. He said, I love taking care of a girl because I want to, not because I have to. So a lot of these guys are being
Wow.
backing for these women because they can't. Like if she wanted to take you to a really nice restaurant, she doesn't have the means to do so. And that's one of the trade-offs that comes with being a passport bro, quote unquote, or a digital nomad. It's like a lot of times these girls in these communities can't do that, and you have to understand that that's not a value proposition that they provide for you.
It's not. it's yeah. Please, let's
Mhm.
keep going. You
Yeah.
know, like you're cooking, you're cooking, you're cooking, you're cooking. Go, I'm like, just go, just go.
Mm-hmm. So if she can't, and here's the thing: if you're playing poker but you don't know the rules, then you're gonna get rinsed even if you have a better hand because you don't know that
How
full
to
house
apply
can.
the good hand? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So a lot of guys don't even understand that they're sitting at the table maybe with pocket aces, but you
Mm.
know they have all of this good stuff that they provide in value, but they're folding the seven deuce because they don't understand the game that is that they're playing. So looking at the value that a woman provides, if she's not providing financial value to you, which needs to come into question, it definitely needs to come into question. Like my girls, they pay for dinner. A lot of the time, like last night, my girl paid for dinner. My
I've
girl will, yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Before you keep going, because you're cooking. I think you're so right. I think for me and you, as we're talking about this, I've had some of the most beautiful women ever. And you as a man, you think that, okay, that's what's going to give me that. Okay, I got the girl, she's this, she's that. You think as a man, you're like, okay, once I get, I'm good. And you realize, wait, you're beautiful, you're feminine, you're fun to be around, but that's it. Like you don't ask me how my day was. You don't ask me how can I help with what you're doing. You don't. There's no emotional or spiritual or mental connection. It's all when you connect with her, it's all physical. And that when you think that's enough, but after you do that over and over and over again, you walk away as a man feeling like, is that it?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm at. It's like, okay, yeah, you're beautiful, yeah, you're feminine, you're fun to be around with, but what value do you add to my life? Like my sister asked me this question the other day. She says, any of the women that you're messing with, are they asking you how you can improve your podcast? Are they giving you advice on what they think you could do better on, or are they just around for the aesthetics, like just around you because it looks cool? And so you have to figure out why these women are here, and if they're here for the right reasons. Like, are you here for the what it looks like to be with me, or are you actually here with me to add value to my life, to contribute to it, and not just be there to take? Like you said, like, hey, like, can you say, hey, I got our drinks, or I got dinner, or I got the Uber, don't worry about it? Of course we all know I can take care of it, but wouldn't it be cool for you to be like, I know you got it, but can I just
Yeah.
show you that I care about you in a way? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's kind of like it's a two-way street when it comes to the older that women get. So I find a lot of women pre-30 are very much take how like and it's subconscious. They don't even realize they're doing it,
They
but
don't
they're
really.
just
Yeah.
sponge. But what happens is after 30 and their sexual market value that starts to go down on the marketplace, they have to understand like, oh shit, I have to provide value in a different way. Like me just being cute doesn't last as long as anymore because there's a younger girls, there's cuter girls, there's new girls on the block. This game don't after 30. So
You like, I don't have the same power I did. Why didn't I fall
nah,
into my feet? Because didn't I said I
uh,
wanted you to order Rappy? Why haven't you ordered it already? You supposed to be it's
uh,
supposed to be on its way.
they have turbo for a reason. Like if you had just ordered it, it would have been here already. They
I'm
got
trying to figure out if you was a real man, you would have already ordered Rappy.
uh-huh. Hmm. So the question to ask yourself, and find yourself asking, it's like if we strip away the physical, to say we're no
Whoo!
longer
Oh, you got it. You went straight in.
if if I'm no longer available to have sex with this person, what other areas are they providing for me? And to ask that question, I mean, it's a good
Numbing.
question to ask.
It's numbing. It's numbing. it's, it's numbing because if guys took a moment to ask that question, they would see the girl they're actually dealing with. Like they would lose the luster of how beautiful she is, how sexy she talks. It would just it would what they call it, post nut clarity. You would just be like,
Yep.
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, some guys get post nut clarity after 10 years of a marriage. Like they realize like, dang, I don't really know this. I have an emotional connection to this person outside of the obligations and the duties of being a father or running a household. And I encourage anybody that's listening to this podcast is to start questioning and start testing women in the ways of I'll give you an example. There's this girl that I was entertaining for a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and like super introductory stages. We went to dinner. We walked on the beach. I showed her around town. I took time out of my day to indulge her, and I enjoyed the time that we spent together. She went to another city, maybe 40 minutes away. I text her and I ask her, "Hey, can you bring me something small back from the place that you're visiting? Can you bring me an item? It could have been a rock. She could
You
have
did
picked
it.
me up a
Was that the test? Did you pull the test? I do that too. Did you do that? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I asked her to bring me something back, and guess what? She doesn't respond. And
We
there
know.
you
Yep.
go.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, right there, before you give 6 months, a year, 3 months, just ask her to do something simple that's important to you but insignificant. Okay? And if she doesn't do it, she's letting you know I don't care enough about you to go and do what it is that you. But women are so honest, but guys are so stupid that they don't see it. It's like, I'm sure,
Mm-hmm.
ask me to do something. I'm gonna say no, and you're still gonna stick around. I'm showing
Mm-hmm.
you I don't care about what it is that you're valuing enough to do something about it. And so as a man, you have to say, okay, cool, got it. I asked you to do something. Obviously, there's no value for you to reciprocate what it is I'm asking. That's your cue to be like, okay, cool, I need to get out and find someone who's willing to work with me and value me enough to be like, babe, of course I'll do that. That's yeah, no worries. Did you want it this way or did you want it? But if you have a girl that just like, and I quote, ignore you or whatever, then she's telling you what it is. It's up to you as a man to say, okay, I received that. I don't like how it feels that she says, I don't care enough about you to do what you're asking me to do. But you have to accept it and say, okay, cool. She doesn't like me like that. And that's okay. And move on
Mm-hmm.
to a girl that does value you and that does see the importance of you and what it is that you want. Instead of giving your energy away to women who are showing you, I'm really not that interested, invested to give you energy like that. And that's your sign. Like a lot of guys wait for, they feel like something fucked up needs to happen. No, like, no. Her showing you her disinterest in pleasing you is her saying as a woman, I don't like you like that, bro.
And she could still fuck you, but not like that. She could still go on dinner dates with you and not like you like that. And to answer the question,
Whoo!
like these are the types that to avoid, because it's an endless pit. They'll take your
Mm.
sexual energy, take your financial energy, they'll take your time and your energy and emotion. But if it came down to a test of, hey, would you take care of me if I was sick? Or hey, if I couldn't pay the rent for this month and we've been kicking it together for a year, could you help me out? And it's like, why wait until the situation hits the fan to find out where the foundation of the building lies? And
Whoo!
mhm, yeah,
Wow.
don't build a skyscraper on sand. And a lot of these women are sand.
And guys are looking at them like they're the foundation.
Uh-huh. Because they got a cute face, because they have a little bit of feminine energy to them, because they laugh at their jokes, and it feels good in the moment. It feels great in the moment. But ask yourself, is this person giving to me or is she just taking from me? And if there's not a reciprocation of energy, it doesn't matter how bad she is. It's a situation you got to find yourself exiting instead of entering.
Whoo! Gentlemen, no matter how bad, like this needs to be a public service announcement. Like, yeah. No, it's like the badder she is, my antennas be up. Like I'd be like, it's the
Sure.
opposite for me. I'm like, let me find out what's going on here for real. Like, yeah, because a
Mm-hmm.
lot of women get to hide behind how attractive they are because guys are so naive that they can hide behind their beauty.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
what happens when you start doing cold approach, or like approaching in the frequency that I do? you start to find a lot of these women aren't as beautiful as they portray themselves to be. There's a lot of
Ooh.
like there's beautiful faces, but you look at like the actual health of the girl, it's like you're kind of overweight, or you don't eat properly, and like you look great with makeup on, you look great with the face card, but like what's your actual health like? Is this a sustainable model for life to live? And a lot
Mm.
of these girls know.
No, no, no. My sister calls the baddies saddies. We talked about this yesterday. She's like, do you notice that all the baddies are really saddies? I was like, what do you, what do you mean? She's like, they're cute. She's like, take out the veneers, take out the eyelashes, and you got a saddie.
Yeah, yeah. It's like she got a BBL, and I'm not rag on women. I'm just ragging on the habits being held. It's like you get a BBL, but you're still not eating properly, and then you get a second round of BBL because you put on that same body fat that you relocated in your body.
Bingo.
Um, and you know it's the boy Young Goldie talks about it a bit. It's like yeah, a
I've
lot of
seen
these
young.
women. Yeah. Salute to Young Goldie. He
Yeah,
teaches me. He teaches me.
really.
But a lot. Oh yeah, for sure. I'm him, Pimpin' Ken. I mean, there's a few guys out there that I got to pay homage to and give them their flowers, because when it comes to social interactions and like opening conversations, I'd say I'm one of the best in the world. But when it comes to like deeper dynamics of how to test a woman, how to make sure that she's really there
Psychology.
for you,
Yeah,
psychology, I'm still learning. I'm still very much learning, and I can pass on
that's fair.
lessons, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm not going to give. I'm not going to preach like, hey, this lesson that no, I didn't originate it. This came from this source. This came from this source. I'm very happy to give the flowers because they made my life better with the lessons that they imparted. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
But yeah,
I
baddies are
want to.
saddies.
Baddies are.
Baddies.
It's like they have a lot. Yeah, yeah. It's a overcompensation for like being a good person and having values. It's like just focus on what I look like. Why are you worried about who I am as a person? Like, don't you see how cute I am?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean values and morals? Why is that necessary? Yeah,
Oh, what
yeah.
do you mean? Waiting staff, like, oh, like they brought the food out wrong. It's like, how do you, man?
What happened?
Here's the thing, like, if a woman is right 70% of the time, that's a good
Mhm.
woman, because
Correct.
if she was right, if she was right 100% of the time, she wouldn't need your ass. She wouldn't need my ass. Like, if a woman is right 100% of the time, there's no need to have a man there because she could get shit done by herself. But
No bullshit.
my main girl, the one that I'm with right now here in Bali, there's an opportunity for her to open the door for somebody, and she didn't take the opportunity. I was like, like
Mm.
I'm
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good.
yeah,
You're like,
that's
I'm
a simple
proud of
question.
you.
Mm-hmm. I'm taking note. I'm taking note. I'm looking. I'm watching. These are important things to think about. It's like, how do they treat the kitchen staff? How do they treat their employees if they have employees? How do, like, because these are the lessons that are on a deeper level going to be imparted on your children, and you don't want to have to backtrack and unteach negative habits that a mother taught. And oh
Mm.
man, that is, I'm fortunate enough to not have a child with somebody that's an unfit parent in like an emotional or mental capacity. But I see a lot of these men have a bad relationship with their women, and have, their child is suffering because the lessons imparted by somebody that should not be a mother. So
Dude, I want to talk about how guys are picking the wrong girls. Do you remember we talking about that?
hmm so
Uh,
go
yeah.
ahead.
I think that guys, because a lot of guys are on apps, right? We know that. Like a lot of guys do not have the balls to do what you do, which is cold approach. So in order to even get the girl, let's just say you're not bold like a Tristan or me, and you're trying to figure it out, and you're online on Tinder or Bumble or like most guys, right? What are and I want to talk about what are guys like not seeing the red flags on, because I have some notes on things that I see as a man that I just avoid from women
hmm
on sites. And I think if guys could give themselves an opportunity to give the game to the right girl, who knows what can happen. But I want to position guys to be like, okay, I know what girls to stay away from, so that way I know exactly which one to pick. Oh, that one, yes, 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 yes. So I want to talk about that. Like, what are some things? And I can start with off. I can say, here's some things that I look out for when I'm online. When I yeah
Sure.
yeah. So for me, when I look at women online for dating, I look at like how they present themselves on the colored hair, right? Things to stay away from. Let's be very specific. Women with colored hair. That is that. I used to color my hair as a kid when I was in high school. It was typically when I was going through some emotional issues and I was like feeling whatever. So I would dye my hair, paint my nails, like all kind of shit as a high school student, right? So as when you see grown adults doing it, if you've done it before, you know, oh, you something's happened to where you're like transitioning and you know, so colored hair, there's something that's happened that they're dealing with, haven't necessarily nose rings, the bull nose rings, the as you if you're looking for a feminine woman, you want her to be calm. And
Mm-hmm.
flashy big ass hair and big nose rings is not feminine. It's not. If you're wanting a feminine woman, those are things that you don't like. That's not accentuating a feminine woman. It's very masculine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are good things to pay attention to. When it comes to tattoos, like I have tattoos.
I do
But
too.
yeah, when it on a psychological level, um, when a woman is covered in tattoos, it speaks to a way that she solves problems. She feels internal
Interesting.
emotional, and then her solution for that is to essentially scar the body. Like when you see when you see a woman butterfly tattoo or a star tattoo or a rose tattoo, that
Mm-hmm.
is an essential beautification. It's like this
Mm-hmm.
woman felt a beauty in this certain realm or in this area, and then she had to put it on her skin to make herself more beautiful in the eyes of the people that viewed her. So this is something to be aware of. Does this discredit girls? Does this, take them away from the possibility of being an absolutely great woman? Not in the slightest. But as men, we need to be cognizant. Like when somebody has full neck tattoos, full arm tattoos, it's a reflection of how they solve problems, and just be
And
aware of
demonic.
that.
Yes, and the demonic tattoos too. Like when you see women with demonic tattoos on there with evil types of writings, like even though she seems like she's a nice girl or presents that she's that a nice person, her artwork is showing you there's deeper things that are in there that she's not revealing to you,
Hmm.
and you have to be aware and see that. Oh wow, that's a a demon with two horns coming out of it. Like, do you really think this is a feminine?
Yeah.
A woman who is feminine would not mark herself up like that. Of course, she might have tattoos, but she wouldn't get demonic things on her because it's not a representation of who she is. So when women are showing you who they are internally by how they externally present themselves, whether it be tattoos, piercings, hair color, they're expressing to you, here's who I am. Now, if you're sharp enough to notice, good for you. If you don't, I got me one.
Hmm. Hmm. Another
Yeah.
thing to look out on when it comes to the dating profiles online, Instagram, it's how much of her body is she showing? Because that is a reflection of what her values are. How does she view herself? How does she value herself? If it's a hypersexuality, showing as much skin as possible, focusing on beauty, 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 beauty. For somebody that knows how to read that, it's kind of a bit easy to even play them if you wanted to, on just like on a game standpoint. It's like this
Yeah.
person gains their validation and their social reputation by how beautiful they are. And if you want to play on that, you can lean into it, you can knock it down depending on the type of game that you want to play. It's hey man, you learn the skills, you play it however you want. But one thing to look out for is if she's posting only photos of her in bikinis or in a hypersexual pose,
Yeah.
this is what she values. If she's posting photos and videos of her traveling to places, that's a status indication. Like, oh, I have the means, or I have the connections to the people that allow me to travel. That's what she values. So
Yep.
just take a look. A look at her feed. Does she have any photos of her family? Does any hobbies, any sports, any? Where's the variety? What
Yeah,
is her
yeah,
McCoy?
yeah. This is
Mm-hmm.
1,000 guys. Please listen to what Trishan is saying. Look at the profile and see what is she not saying.
Yeah,
Like, where's the guy that bought that trip? Like, you took a picture
yeah.
of the food, but there's another plate that's missing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all
It's
of
a good.
these. Yeah, you have photos of a luxurious life that, if I just ask you a couple of questions, I understand that you economically couldn't possibly afford all of these trips.
Mm-hmm.
And so I need to go in that accordingly and say, okay, is this the kind of girl that I need to marry, be, my girlfriend? Like, what kind of woman is this? And like you're saying, utilize her profile, and whether it's Instagram or Tinder or Bumble, to kind of identify what it is that she's showing you. Hey, I like to take trips, but I don't like showing that like, she's saying it. What is she not saying? She's saying it, but she's not saying it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And
yeah.
just be aware and cognizant of it. It's interesting. If I see a girl and she has those highlights on her story of trips, I'm not gonna play the game. Like there's some guys that will play that game. Like, hey, let's go on the trip. I'll book it.
You see the
And
play. Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, okay. That's not my game. That's not
Yeah.
how I play. That's not the value that I'm looking to provide to you, and that's not the value I'm looking to receive back. If
Woo!
that's your play it. If that's who you are, that's how your women play it. Play your game to like some people are 3 point shooters, some people stay in the paint, some people drive the lane. Like there's different ways to shoot the ball. But where I think a lot of guys mess up is they get attention from one of these girls that has the highlights on her story of the travel, and then they go broke trying to keep up. And then they ask themselves, she never cared about me. She cheated on me with this guy or this guy. It's like, oh, it's 100% your fault. You decided to play that game, whether you're aware of the rules or not aware of the rules, and the responsibility falls on you to maintain that, to maintain that accountability. Mm-hmm.
Correct. I feel like a lot of guys don't. I got to go back to this because it's so important. I feel like a lot of guys don't recognize the red flags. They just
Mm-hmm.
don't, and it gets them into so much trouble. It's just like, recognize when it's not the woman you're looking for, and stop just going for the girl because she looks attractive. Like, find out if she's actually the kind of girl that you want to add value to your life, or if she's even able to add value to your life. Like, and base that on the girl you should be with, the girl you should be talking to, not just, oh, she's hot, she's attractive. Like, no, like, where do you see yourself fitting into my life? Where do you see yourself adding value? How could you add value? And these are questions that, as men, you need to have the balls enough to say.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not the right girl, then cool, she will go, because she realizes that this is a guy I can't play on. This is a guy I can't emotionally manipulate with my vagina, because he actually knows what he wants. You would be surprised, not you, but men, you would be surprised on how many women are shocked when you know what you want. I'm gonna say
Mm-hmm.
that again. So many women are they're floored. They say this, "Oh my God." And I say, what is it? You know exactly what you want. I say, yeah,
Uh-huh.
I do. Most guys don't. And I say, really? No. And I'm like, obviously I don't date guys. How the fuck would I know? But that's what the girls are saying. Guys don't know what they want. So girls come in and say, this is what you're going to do. This is how you're going to act. This is how you're going to spend money. And they end up delegating and running the relationship versus the man, because you have no direction, no sense of direction. And when you're dealing with women, they pick up on that. So if you're not going to lead the direction of the relationship, then they're going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And I mean, if women are terrible drivers, like that's just a universal thing. I remember I did a Bible study one time, and it was the pastor and his wife, and this was when I was younger. And she was like, "I could never lead the family," and I thought that's so crazy. How could a woman ever say that she couldn't lead the family? Like that's a man's job. I thought that was so sexist and so wrong. But the older I get, I'm like, she was right. She was 100% right. If you allow the woman to drive the boat, you guys are gonna end up stranded or not leaving the port. It's a man's job to be able to captain the ship for a family, for a unit of people. It's just the way that it's been and the way that it will continue to be. Like I don't make the rules, I just abide by them, and my life is a lot happier that way. I think a lot of men, they just don't get enough experience, and they take the first opportunities and the first options that come to their plate. And part of this is just not thinking that there's anything out there, like not having a passport and not noticing that women will
Woo!
actually try. And the thing
That's a
is,
huge
you
one.
could still there. What are you saying?
That's a huge one.
There's still amazing women in the United States. There are still high quality women in the United States. Don't
Tristan
leave
said
the United.
that.
I'm telling you, there are still high
I
quality
know,
women in the
Tristan.
United.
I know. There's outliers. I get it. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. We can't
But if
demonize
you
every woman and say all of you others are bad. Like I get it. That's fair.
But if you don't know what a good woman is because you never experienced it, you're going to accept and look
Mm.
past the red flags because you don't know what they are. It's like you could have pocket aces, but you're gonna fold the seven deuce because you don't know that a
Mm.
full house beats a, and
Whee!
it's because you know the rules. But it comes to every man. This I think this is what a lot of people mean when they say no one's gonna save you. It's nobody's gonna sit down and tell you these are the rules of the game. This is exactly what situation that you're in. This is what you should do. A lot of guys are waiting for that outside entity to come in and save them and be like, hey, you shouldn't be doing this right now. You shouldn't be doing this right now. And after a certain point, every man becomes a man. Like 18, ain't nobody left to like course correct you. So it's up to you to make the decision
Mm.
for yourself and read books, listen to the podcast, absorbing the information. It's dependent on every man.
I think that's fair, and I think this is a good place to land, gentlemen. At the end of the day, me and Tristan could give you the Holy Bible. Hell, we could write the Bible of, of what it takes to get a woman. But at the end of the day, you're gonna have to do the work. You're gonna have to get in the gym, work out,
Mm,
go apply for the passport. You're gonna have to show yourself that you are the man that you say you want to be. And
yeah.
until you do that, women are not going to respect you because they're going to pick up on the energy of that. Like when you don't feel like you're the man, you go outside and you look like you're not the man. But when you're doing
Mm,
things daily, going to the gym, doing your meditation, doing your yoga, whatever it is that you're doing to better yourself, women and people see and feel the energy that you hold because you're being real to yourself. You're keeping your promises. You're pouring into yourself. You're adding value. And when you see the value, then they see the value. But a lot of guys, you're trying to get women to see the value when you haven't added the value. Go do the work, put the reps in, do the conversations, be be denied, no, I'm not interested, and then go talk to the girl right next to her. Because you don't
mm,
care that she says no. Because a no is just one, but you don't know any of what you don't know about the power of the I'll do it, I'll just do it one more time. I'll try it again. So
yeah.
yeah.
I think that's a good place to land too. It's a lot of guys see the internal potential that they have inside of themselves, and they're like, "Why doesn't the woman see it? Why doesn't the woman see it?" Because there's men that have turned that potential into real value, and then they're
Woo!
comparing you to. So it's like you could have all the potential in the world, but nobody wants coal; they want diamonds. So you
Come
could have
on.
some diamonds, you could have some
Come
diamonds
on,
showing,
Trish.
but
Hi. He
have
said,
some
listen,
diamonds
you
showing.
can't get her to see the diamond when you still in the cold status. Listen, guys, it's okay to be in the cold status, but understand she may not see the diamond because you still in the process. You're still in the process. So respect the process and reach out to Trishan if you don't know how to do the process. listen to the podcast if you don't know how to do the podcast. I mean, the process, and hopefully we can help you out in some shape, form, or fashion. Tristan, thank you for giving men a space to where they can at least have a direction on what to say, how to say it, and now a little bit of direction on who to say it to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Here, I could give you the lines, but if you're fishing in the wrong pond, you're gonna end up with tuna instead of
Nothing.
trout. Come on.
Yeah, you like, I thought, Tristan, you said this gets bass. Yeah, but you were fishing in the trout pond.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, ah! You want to be mad at me for fishing in the wrong pond? Come on.
Tristan, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see you.
All right, y'all. Subscribe to the podcast. Leave a comment. Let us know what you liked about it. If you come to this point, I salute you. Enjoy the day, y'all. Let's have an amazing mother freaking week. We didn't even cuss at all during that podcast. That was.
I know. I feel like we just did a Will Smith podcast. These niggas didn't use no profane language. Was Will behind it? You niggas didn't cuss, right?
Right. Yeah, right.
We did it good, Uncle Will. We did it good.
Yes. All right, big dog.
All right,
Salute.
thank you. Okay.